And remember to press record.
Okay. Welcome. Woo. Ladies, it's been a week. I know. I see the familiar faces that just you show up every single day. Just take a moment. Oh, this week. Last night, sisterhood, community. Oh, I'm going to ask us to do this again. If you can go to your Instagram account right now and comment on, instead of putting it in the chat where only I can see and we can see it, but actually go to your Instagram account and post about those two sisters sharing what they shared. Both of them are just phenomenal. Just both of them. Kira is doing amazing work. I don't know how many of you actually went to her site, the Travel and Diary Tour, and went ahead and signed up just so you can start getting those newsletters, because those newsletters are amazing. So by show of hands, how many people went to that site? Yeah, because those newsletters are amazing. And then also, Shawnee, she has a free introduction to Be the Tree, where you can really get a feel for if it's right for you. And I'm going to talk about the boot camp today. You really have to know, am I willing to do that level of work and spend that time and do that level of work? So please check out her introduction. So many ladies have made great offers here. I see Jay Nicole. Jay Nicole has made an offer to give you a 30-minute free activation. That stuff changes your life. It is, Jay Nicole, if you can drop it in the, if you can drop it in the chat so people can have access to that. But yes, so many, Hazel shared, it's on Facebook, her Mastering Miracles. She has an activation, she has worksheets that's available to you. Who else did we have? On Tuesday, we had Alexis, her Sensual Alchemy program, and just being on her newsletter too, because she does free stuff all the time. Just signing up so that you can be on her newsletter. And she's given away, we're going to talk about that, 6-month to her Essential Alchemy program. It's valued over $600. It's nice and juicy. Thank you. Jay Nicole, if there are any other speakers who want to call, who would like to drop their information into the chat, we are starting. Yogisha, Yogi, Mama, you are going to take us into this conversation today, where we are truly looking at making the kinds of choices that will give us financial freedom and seeing ourselves as investors and worthy of abundance, having our accounts growing, having freedom and living a life of our dreams. So this is what today is about, embracing that. Okay.
Awesome. Hello, beautiful queens. Hey, so good to be with you again today. So as we activate, I'm already stood up, so I might as well stand up. So as we activate our bodies into getting our minds right, so today's about investing. So we're going to take a minute and invest in our bodies. So everybody, if you're standing, you can stand up, or you're sitting. I invite you to stand up and just take a deep breath in. Let's inhale up together. Oh yeah, bringing in all those juicy ideas and all of those good feelings of wealth and abundance. Press the hands away, exhale and press away any thoughts of lack, anything that doesn't serve you, that's lower vibrational, let that go. Again, sweeping up, inhaling up, investments. I want you to visualize, close your eyes while you rub your hands together. Like visualize what investing looks like for you. It could be crypto, it could be money, it could be 401, like just see it in your mind's eye. Exhale, press away anything that tells you you can't have it, like those little voices, like that's not true, press it away. That's coming from lack. Let that go, let's shake that out. Yeah, so as we inhale one more time, let's inhale up and bring something positive you want to bring with you into the day as you set this intention. Set an intention of a way of being, take on a new way of being that you have not before, like take on the way of being courageous, being loving, being curious. Pull that all down right in front of you. As you create that for yourself, something new as a possibility, take a deep breath in, soak it all up, and exhale, side out. Bow to yourself. Thank yourself for showing up and being in this session. Love yourself. Give a big hug to yourself. And namaste. Yes, that's it.
Namaste. All right, ladies, that is Yogisha. I have the pleasure of working with her also every week and keeping my mind right, keeping my body right, doing my yoga, doing my healing. And she has a special offer for everyone and who is a part of the Seducing Abundance Challenge. So I am going to jump right in. And so today we are talking about investing, the power of investing, taking control of your financial future and embracing the power of investing. So when I met my mentor and I share the conversation about being rich and being wealthy and freedom and having your time, literally having freedom, meaning not having anyone be in control of your time. You are making the kinds of financial choices that will leave you with opportunities and options to do the things you love, to help the people who are dearest to you, whatever it is that really, to travel all over the world without having it be a difficulty on your financial, because I know a lot of folks are traveling and I'm seeing the effects of that travel and putting it on credit card. We're going to talk a little bit when I summarize tomorrow. I'm going to show you the effect of credit card debt after we talk about compound interest. So I was given this incredible paradigm shift of not having to exchange my time for my money, but most importantly, owning my own time. And that savings was not going to get me there. And that being a consumer was not going to get me there, because it's just about shifting the choices that we're making. So we're directing it towards something else that will be working for us. So I'm going to start up our Shiro giveaway. We're going to be talking about investing in the fifth industrial revolution. You don't want to be in this investing revolution without understanding security, because it has opened up a world of all kinds of possibilities and opportunities. But it is also, you have to protect yourself. You got to know how to protect your children. And this book, Cybersecurity Six Pack, like I said, James Wicks, he comes into our Journey to Wealth community and he gives us gems, what to do on your phone so that people aren't tracking what you're saying, where you're moving. You'll be surprised the amount of information that's being gathered for us. So again, this was offered on Saturday, our opening session. It's going to be offered today in our giveaway, and we're going to actually have another offering of this on Sunday. We're going to have fun on Sunday and have lots of juicy giveaways. So name this African-American mathematician. She was born in 1918. She made a valuable contribution to critical aeronautics and space programs of NACA and NASA. She was selected in 1939 to be one of the first 3 African-American students to enroll in a graduate program at West Virginia University. She was a part of an African-American group known as the West Computers, who worked for the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, NACA. She actually, people don't know this, in 1961, she calculated the path for Freedom 7, the spacecraft that put the first US astronaut in space, Alan B. Shepard. And in 2015, President Obama gave her the Medal of Freedom Award at the White House. So the first person to type her name into the chat is going to receive the signed copy of that wonderful book. I went really quickly. I hope somebody typed her name in before.
Okay, so we do have first person to type the name is Can you Fu? I don't know.
In
Can
your
you,
food.
you can't.
I'm sorry. I get so bad with the names. I'm sorry. Can you? Yes.
No. Okay, all right. So, born in 1918, she was an African-American mathematician who made valuable contribution. I mean, invaluable contributions to the space programs. And her brilliance is unprecedented. That whole team, brilliance, unprecedented. And we don't know there are so many women who are responsible. We think that this world of science and computers is, a man's. No, there's so many of us. The woman who created computer programming is driving everything in these revolutions. It was a woman who created computer programming. So Katherine Johnson was depicted in the movie Hidden Figures. Many of us saw her there. We saw the amazing, heart-pounding story of her getting the calculation to launch the Apollo 11 mission in 1969. But what people don't know is she already had done something very similar in 1961. She was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 2019, another congressional medal. And her family has established the KCGJ Foundation to provide support to students studying in the STEM profession. So congratulations, she passed recently in 2020. And she's an inspiration for young women, for all. So let's talk about financial freedom. I love this quote. A year from now, you will wish you had started today. So I want everybody, we're covering a lot of information, and I'm going to show you how accessible it is for you to have a powerful investment portfolio that's working for you and giving you life. And if you look 2 years ago, if you had started taking advantage of all these incredible investment opportunities and knocking out the park, mastering your money and getting, all of the access to directing it towards your dreams, what would your life look like today? And then this quote is, what will a year from now, 2 years from now, you'll wish you had started today. And I'm so passionate about saying it in 2023, because ladies, if you do the work this year, 2 years from now, you won't believe where things can be for you if you do this work today. This is a conversation. It's not a money conversation. It's a life conversation. It's a freedom conversation. And if you could just, for 1 minute, type in the chat what you've learned about yourself over these past few days about abundance and wealth building. Because I can give you the tools, I can give you the keys, I can give you the specialized knowledge. And I'm saying to you, it's not hard and it's very accessible. And the real risk is actually not investing. That's the risk. It's the risk that you will not have some of the things happen that are completely and totally possible for you in your life, and you gave up on them without knowing that you were giving up on them. But if you can please type the answer to this question in the chat as I'm speaking. It is the risk of not being prepared in your later years to have the resources that you could and should have. And just having tweaking, just a little information could have made all the difference in the world. And I'm going to share some of that information with you. So this is what this conversation is about. It's about freedom. And I need to look at the chat for a moment just to see what some of you are saying. So this is an opportunity this year to do something different, to do something completely different. Because, you know, when we want to put the past in the past, we want to have the kind of access to the kind of information that we can do something different today. And I call it planting seeds. I can't think of a better time to plant seeds than 2023, while the market is down and we're in the beginning of an industrial revolution. So we're going to get started in this conversation about financial freedom. So I'm going to start with the fundamentals. There are 3 fundamentals I teach. And when you know these fundamentals, you'll know more than 70 to 80% of what women know and understand about investing that will leave you empowered. So whether you invest for yourself, which you can, or whether you are working with a financial professional to hold them accountable, I can have so many stories. There's some things that you need to know. So I'm going to talk about the first thing that you should know and understand intimately if you're an investor. And if you can type in a chat for a moment, the only reason you're investing is for this one thing. You could be given to charities, you can support your church and your family, and those are all wonderful things. But I am specifically talking about if you're going to invest and have your money growing, what is the one thing you need to know? If we can type it in the chat. Oh, right. I saw somebody, it popped up somewhere in here who said return on investment. Lori Ayers. I don't know if anybody else said it, but you said it. The only reason you invest really is to have your money working for you. And so you need to be able to evaluate, is my money really working for me? And this may sound like a simple question, but it is. So I want to ask you, return on investment. Thank you for that. So I want to ask you, how many of you, please raise your hands if you have a retirement account? And so when I'm in a room of women, I love doing, when I used to do presentations in person, I miss it. And I ask how many women are investing. I ask first. Very few hands go up. And I say, how many of you have a retirement account? And you really should. I don't care what you're doing. If you have your own business, if you're working for someone, having an account that's growing for you so that later in life, you can be prepared to have your money completely and totally work for you. So it's not just about retirement, because I like financial freedom account. I didn't have a retirement account. I have a retirement account, but they all were a part of my financial freedom plan. Everything was about freedom because I didn't want to have to wait. I was trying to stop working at 30 when I was on my journey, not 65. Financial freedom, a retirement plan is a financial freedom plan for much later in life, but you could just have a financial freedom plan for early in life. So if you have a retirement account or any kind of investment account, do you know what the return on investment is? Year after year, do you know what your return on investment is? Because what you know and don't know about this will determine whether or not you are really in the wealth building game, if you're moving towards financial freedom, and if you have a financial freedom plan. So let me give you some information about return on investment, how and what you need to understand about return on investment. We're going to talk about, I'll just briefly talk about some other areas. So there's something called compound interest. Albert Einstein, what did he call it? The 6th or 7th wonder of the world. He said those who understand it You grow. Those who don't understand it, you're just paying it out. And so compound interest is one of those fundamental concepts that if you understand it, embrace it, and have it be a part of your decision-making about investing, it will change possibilities and options for you. I have Alexis's t-shirt here. We got to go into business with this. Peace, love, and compound interest. That's what it's about. So this is a chart of what it means to take $100, just $100 a month, and invest it and get compound interest on it. Now, I'm going over this briefly. I spend 2 to 3 hours going over all of these things you need to know. I have an investing masterclass, and when you're in my boot camp, we go deep. You look at it, we do a portfolio analysis, you evaluate all of your returns and all of your investment. So if you took $100, so an important principle about investing is to be consistent. It doesn't take a lot of money. It does not. What you need to be is consistent. And so here, if you took $100 and you did something like put it in a CD account and you got the 2%, really it's less than 2%. In 40 years, you'd have about $73,000. But if you take that same $100 and you did something like put it in an index fund, tracking the market, one of the smartest and safest ways you can invest, and in my investing masterclass and bootcamp, we talk about that. Let's say over the 40-year span, we're going to go from anywhere to 8 to 10%, depending on what kind of index fund that you're in. That same $100 would be worth anywhere between, let's say, $400,000 to $600,000. And that investing in index funds and a portfolio of index funds with low fees is such a low-hanging fruit. And then if you take the time in the information age to educate yourself and learn about all of these amazing investing options, including technology, and you're looking somewhere at like 12%. Now remember, Apple, very little money, $100. I'm going to show you what it would look like. Just $100. And you invested and you got minimum 12%. Just $100 a month would lead you to having over $1 million. So I want to, by a show of hand, are you understanding the power of compound interest? And I'm giving you a brief introduction. So in my investment class, I show you how it's calculated, why it's important, and so you can really internalize it. So if you understand this, I want you to understand, when I said earlier, I have a little pet peeve about storage. Your storage unit is costing you $1 million. When someone says to me, oh, you can increase your cable plan or phone plan, and it's only $100 a month. When you understand compound interest, you're making different decisions, because that's not $100 decision. That's $1 million decision. I love, Alexis says, are you tracking with me? $100 a month decision is not $100 a month a decision. It's $1 million decision. If you understand how money works. So I'm going to show it to you another way. There's something called the rule of 72. Let me move this out the way. Okay. So the rule of 72 tells you, based upon your return on investment, and I tell you, we go deep when we're in a boot camp and investing masterclass. Based upon your return on investment, I'm going to show you how the difference it'll make and how your money is growing. So very often we talk about women taking low risk. Just so you know, women only take low risk when we don't have the right information. That's when we take the low risk. When we are investors and have the right information, we outperform men. And so I don't want us to get stuck in the conversation, oh, we take low risk. No, we take low risk when we're not informed and don't have the right information. And so I'm going to show you what it means. So the rule of 72 is a simple calculation. If you take 72 and you divide it by 3, it will tell you, it's divided by, I'm sorry, not by 3, by your return on investment. It will tell you the number of years it will take you to double your money. So I want to, what I call millionaire math. This is some millionaire math. Doubling your money is the way that when you're in the investing game, the financial freedom game, you talk about doubling your money. So now that I said this to you, if you listen to CNN or Bloomberg or anyone talking about money, you'll hear them say, and I doubled my money. And when my money doubled, and the doubling is a conceptually the way you think when you're in the investing game. So when you look at your return on investment, this is a rule of thumb. It was also created by Einstein. You could say, oh, if I'm getting 12%, I know that I'm going to be doubling my money every 6 years. And so then you can start playing around. I got 100K in my account and I'm 40. When I'm 46, it's going to be 200. When I'm 52, it's going to be 400. When I'm 58, it's going to be 800. If I can consistently get my 12%, that's how my money is going to grow. It's a rule of thumb to make things easy for you. So let me show you the difference between not having information, not being informed, and putting your money, investing in something that's getting you like 3% versus having some information and putting your money in places that get you closer to 6%, or really understanding investing. And I could show you, I don't have that. I'll show you tomorrow what just the S&P 500 has done and getting 12%. So $10,000, 3%. It's in a guaranteed account in your retirement account. It's going to take you 24 years before it doubles to get to 20K. And by the time you're 36, maybe it'll be 23, 24. You had some more information and you put it in an account that was getting 6%, which is still pretty low. And a lot of guaranteed accounts, and people are in accounts with their retirement accounts or things that people have recommended to you. Now you are able to evaluate what it really means, 6%. That's going to double in every 12 years. It's going to go from 10 to 20 to 40 to 80 by the time you're 36. But let's say you get yourself informed. Work with me, do my investing masterclass, you do my boot camp, and you really understand what investment options you have available to you. And you put it and you're getting closer to 12%. You're going from 10 to 20 in 6 years, to 40 to 80 to 160 to 320 to 640. A lack of information is costing us hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just not understanding what return you're getting and the impact is having on your portfolio over time is costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So my mentor talked with me about compound interest. I did know something about it, but I didn't know about it from a personal finance and how important it was going to be to the decisions I made. So people talk about, like, Alicia, how'd you do this? I was like, I started very young. Like, when you start this very young, teach your children this. My daughters are investing compound interest. They're in Roth IRAs. I'm going to teach in an investing class. I teach what you have your children do, because it can grow like this in a Roth IRA and be tax-free for them. And so I just want to explain to you, not evaluating and understanding return on investments in your current accounts could be costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I had someone she actually got pulled into an important job to give a testimony about this, but there's so many women in the Journey to Wealth community that have big testimonials about this. People working with banks and wealth managers that were not getting good returns, and they had high fees, and they weren't meeting the benchmarks, who got empowered to turn that completely around. Okay, so before I talk about this, so this is low hanging fruit. This is accessible to all of us. This is what I teach when I worked for 2 decades at NYU. Every year, I got the seniors together and I taught them, you're going to be asked to invest in a 401k. This is what you need to know. 90% of them every year. And I worked at NYU, which is a pretty prestigious university. And I got all the students of color together. Most of them didn't know about this. The other 2 things I don't have time to teach you today because I teach in other classes about knowing what fees are and knowing benchmarking, comparing it to a benchmark. And so this is low hanging fruit. Can I just say this is the easy stuff? So now we don't want to just do the easy stuff. We're women. When we learn something, we take it to another level. Let's talk about accelerated investing, life-changing. There are 2 ways to accelerate your lifetime, accelerate wealth building in your lifetime. 2 places you can invest and change the trajectory of your life, accelerated, exponential in ways you cannot believe. 2 ways. What are those 2 investment options, 2 ways you can invest to increase, blow out the water, your returns and what's possible for you? You see what you guys are saying in the chat. Real estate and leverage. And I am going to do my real estate challenge. I love doing that. I've done it maybe.
Please do.
Yes. Investing in real estate and the power of leverage. This is not the conversation about that. Is incredible. When my mentor taught me about real estate investing and the power of leverage, I didn't have any money. I used to save a lot and I had a couple of $1,000s in my bank account. And he's like, I'm going to teach you about leverage. It's going to change your life. When I understood leverage and embraced it, I knew I was going to be wealthy. 2 years going to auction, buying property, understanding the power of real estate investing. This is not what we're talking about today. What is the other way? Buying and holding innovative businesses is a time-tested way to build wealth. Accelerated, exponential, unbelievable wealth. And I'm just going to give you some numbers in the interest of time. I'm trying to stay on time. So investing in innovation, they call it exponential technology and growth. Do you remember what exponential is from school? Talk about exponential. It's the power of what? To the which power? To
the exponent.
Yes, it's that double. It's the doubling. And so when you look for places that are going to have you having exponential growth, and I'm going to show you what that means in a little while. So if you could embrace this and write this down, invest in the leaders, enablers, and beneficiaries of innovation. And I talk a lot more about this in my investing masterclass. And so I'm just going to go through these quickly and show you what it looks like. If you invested just $100 in Amazon in the early days, you'd have close to $130,000. Just $100. $10,000, you'd have more than 12 million. Apple, you invested in the early years, $100, you'd have close to 70K. And these numbers are a little old. The numbers are actually higher now. $10,000, which is not a lot if you invest in your consistently over time, $100 a month, you'd have more than 6 million. Microsoft, just a $5,000 investment would be over $10 million. Tesla, an $1,000 investment would be over 180, and these are old numbers. It's much higher now. 10K would be 1.8 over 2 million. So I want you guys to guess for me. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin in a second. Investing in Bitcoin. If you invested $10, $100 in Bitcoin in the early years, they're always talking about the first 2 2, 3 years, early years. How much do you think that that would be worth right now? Let's guess in the chat. $1,000 just invested 5 years ago would be worth over 400K. And $1 invested in Bitcoin in the early years would be worth over $9 million. I want you to understand this. This is innovation investing. So the risk to reward ratio is outrageous. For what if you gave up? So I personally gave up shopping for clothes for 2 years. I'm not buying any clothes. I love clothes. For 2 years in the 90s, and said every penny that I would have spent on clothes, I'm going to buy me some Apple stock. Change my life. These areas are risky, we know, because this innovation is new. But I talked about having friends, family in my living room. I'm 25 years old. I'm like, buy Apple stock, give up coffee, but buy this stock. We're in the beginning of a fifth industrial revolution. Tonight, these ladies are going to blow your mind about what's possible and where you can invest. And it doesn't take a lot. When I'm teaching about crypto, I started teaching about crypto in 2016. And I said, I said the same thing, give up coffee, give up, those kinds of things. And literally, and methodologies consistently, dollar cost average it, add it to what you're doing in your life. Huge, huge difference. And I'm in that conversation with you now to let you know. Some people say just take 2% of your portfolio, just 2%, whatever you're investing in, and make sure that you're in innovation. That's what even the most conservative wealthy person will do because of the possibilities and potential here. Okay, so I talked about exponential growth, and this is what it looks like. I'm just going to go show you this. If you take a penny and you double it every day, at the end of 30 days, you'd have over $5 million. This is understanding. We are used to thinking linear growth, linear. The number line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But millionaire math is about exponential growth and exponential technologies. So all of those technologies that I just showed you, they're all called exponential technologies. The Uber, did you know that Uber is a tech company? Not a car company, it's not a taxi company, it's a tech company. They use technology to change the way peer-to-peer. That's the future. So if you had 1 cent, it'll go to 2, to 4, to 8, to 16, 32 cents, 64 cents, just a penny. And then by the time you're at day 15, you're at $163. By the day you're at 20, by the time you're at day 20, you're at 5,000. By the time you're at day 24, you're at 80, you're around 80,000. Then it starts to just move. Your numbers start to move. You get to 160, 330, 600, 1.3 million. This is how. So you want to look at how many doubling periods. How am I going to be growing exponentially? And when you take this up a step a little, you start investing in exponentially growing companies. So, ladies, the time is now. It's 2023. We're in the beginning of the fifth industrial revolution. There's so many options and opportunities. What I have explained to you is you need very little when you do this in the beginning, but what you do need is consistency and understanding. And so I want to talk about linear when we are getting those 3 to 6%, and you're in a conversation of, I don't understand, I don't like to take risks, I don't know, I can't learn this. Versus, I'm going to increase my education, decrease my fees, we're going to talk about that, take advantage of exponential growth and compound interest, and invest in innovative and disruptive technology. you will see things that you can't even expect or understand. This is a seeding year. This is the year to do some of these things. I talked about not buying clothes for 2 years when I was like 25 years old, or because I was going to just say, you know what, I want to be in this game. I'm excited about where things are going here and the difference that'll make in your life. So I want to talk about my boot camp today, because again, this is the year. It's up to you. We get to invest and move our resources towards wherever we think is most important. And I am talking to you now about spending the month of April. And I have to say, it's like a 4-week program, but it's really 6 weeks, because a week before I have you start doing some pre-work and reading, and then 4 weeks of an intensive. And then we always close out at the end of the session. It is life-changing what you do. And I tell people, if you really want to be in this boot camp, it will change your life around all of this and give you options and opportunities that are unprecedented. And what we do is we journal for 28 days, heal your relationship with money. You have to be willing to go on a spending fast, because if you really want to know where your money is going, go on a spending fast. I say very often our money is like a colander. You pour water in and it's going out in all of the little holes. That will no longer happen. You will have a dream-based budget where you will be intentionally directing your resources. You will be in a mindset game. It's a mindset. I'm around all these amazing women, the dreaming big, the ladies you're going to meet tonight and tomorrow, blow your mind around investing. Some of the wealthiest women, I can't even say their net worth, or they'd have to have bodyguards. Making different kind of decisions and choices. And so you will learn about that mindset. You want to learn about that mindset from people who are doing it. How to master, again, managing your money. Real solution and plans for addressing debt, because I'm going to show you tomorrow the cost of debt. You know, a lot of people like, oh, I didn't have the money to buy a house. I'll show you that the credit card debt that you've accumulated over the years and what you possibly pay back, that has cost you a couple of houses possibly if you're in that debt game. How to invest and make your money work for you. I went over return on investment today, fundamentally, and just gave you a tidbit of what I teach. And I teach about the importance of understanding your fees and benchmarking. And this is what benchmarking is. People will say to me, oh, my account, I just checked on my account and it's up $10,000. First of all, that's not meaningful unless you turn it into a percentage, because that percentage may be 3%. Then the market is up 18%, but your account is only up 3%. You're underperforming the market. You're in really poor investments. So we have to benchmark it. And I teach portfolio analysis, where you can look at everything you're investing in and you go through my process of looking at what my return is, what are my fees, what are my, is it meeting just basic market standards? And 90% of the women who do this work with me end up confronting their advisors or their banks, the people who are supposed to be working for them, their wealth managers, and say, you need to turn this around. Or you start having conversations with your retirement office and you start looking at my options and like, oh my God. And we are about putting the past in the past, because it does come up often. If I had done this, 10 years, no, that's not important. What's important was what you're doing now. Because you see, I have women at 73 cleaning up in retirement, cleaning up their retirement accounts. I have another woman who's in her 70s also. She cleaned up her retirement account and 7x'd it in something like 8 months. 7x'd by cleaning up where her money was being invested. And then I love to talk about accelerated growth. I'm not sure if I'm going to go into real estate or if I'm going to talk about crypto, because both of them are powerful, but this is a year, I think, to really understand the power of investing in real estate. So this is my boot camp. It's 6 weeks. It is usually $8.99. I have a special offer for people who are participating in the challenge where I'm giving $300 off. Plus, I will be doing a masterclass, an investing masterclass, just to make it accessible to people. You will get that for free if you sign up for the boot camp before the 28th of February. So again, you get to make choices. If this year you want to learn and be in a community of other women where you're taking this on powerfully and having a major shift in your finances, and I keep it very, very accessible. There's also a payment plan available if you go to the website. If you guys, Zwadi, I should have had this on hand, Charlene, if you could drop in at least my flow code to the boot camp, because there's a special right now for this period. And I'm passionate about the possibilities. I'm gonna have some women on from my community tomorrow to talk about, and if there's any of them, some of you are on right now. Tanine, you're on. If you could take a moment to talk about the difference that this makes. Oh, I'm sorry, we had 12:45. Tomorrow we're gonna have Paven giving away. She's a fantastic photographer, a headshot and a portrait session, photo session for free. Please, the replays for all of this are available for $22. Tonight, these amazing women are going to be talking about investing in the fifth industrial revolution, some of the tech stuff, some of the accelerated exponential investments that are available and possible. And so I'm going to stop sharing right now. And I do have Tanine on the line. Oh, so Wadi is my right-hand person who is also a woman who's made so many smart choices during her lifetime around her money that has led her to have a lot of financial power. And she's my right-hand person, and she assists me in the boot camp. So why do you got to say hello? But I really and truly want Tanine, I know that you're some person, Tanine is taking it on. There are women who are in my boot camp that are like, I'm not playing. Like, I'm not playing, I am taking this on. She also created her own program, and she's gonna be, her book is gonna be a giveaway, actually. And so she's taken budgeting, dream-based budgeting and budgeting your time and being intentional. Now she's taking that into budgeting your money is what we do, into budgeting your time. So if you could share a little bit, bring Tanine and Zawadi on if you can, spotlight both ladies.
Okay, so while you're bringing up Tanine, thank you for this opportunity, Alicia. There's a quote you put up earlier: a year from now, you'll wish you had started today. I was that woman in many places in my life. And the difference between your being the woman who's on the other side of that quote is education, educating yourself out of fear, out of doubt, out of the naysayers, out of what if. Do it. It's all about learning. It's all about education. And this is what we do in the boot camp. We hold your hand. We rub your back. We talk with you. We show you how. No sister left behind, no woman left behind. That is our motto. And because in order to succeed in this game, you've got to do it. Somebody dropped in the chat that their banker failed them. No, your banker was doing what your banker was doing. In the boot camp, what you learn is how to talk to your banker, how to say, okay, listen, I got this. I know what I know, and challenge them. And it doesn't have to ever be negative, but you let them know there are things you know. It's your money, and this is what you want them to do for you because they work for you. So come on and join us. Alicia has made a powerful offer, and we just have so much. I mean, I've invested in crypto. There's options. There's just so much on the table for us to up-level ourselves, for our families, for our communities. And so I just say, do it.
I just want to add, please, before Tanine, I posted an article I wrote in 2019, the difference between men and women with our money, because men talk to their financial planners differently. We let them run roughshod over us because you'll be like, no, my return on investment my return is only like 7% and the market's up 18%. I've had women do that. Anne Marie was going to be on here talking about, like, she's an engineer, top business. And she's like, I was being abused. And I talked to my wealth manager and it's like, no, these fees are too high. An index fund has less than 1% fee and you charging me 2%. You know what that costs you? I'll teach you about that. And so, but read the article. And Tanine, and I'll let you share.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for this platform. Thank you, Alicia, Zawadi, and just all of the women that have been just blessing us in this seducing abundance experience. I'm going to start here. If there's any woman who's carrying shame, I want you to let it go right now. Before I met Alicia, I was carrying a lot of shame around money, around mismanaging money, and it cut deeper because I knew how to manage money. I knew how to invest my money. I knew all of these things, but what I learned is that I stopped paying attention. I stopped paying attention to my money, and a lot of chaos started happening around me. So I had to do a deep dive to figure out, why did I stop paying attention? This is such a big, important moment in my life. Single mother, 4 children at the time, and my money is everywhere. What I learned through the Journey to Wealth program is I know how to make the money, but I didn't know how to keep it because I stopped paying attention, and I didn't know anything about investing it except for my retirement plan. And Journey to Wealth will teach you to go deeper. As Alicia says, it's very confronting. It is very confronting. You're going to confront yourself with some things inside of you. It is an emotional experience, so you got to be ready. You got to be a big girl. You have to be ready to play this championship game because it's a big game. You will learn everything you need to know from start to finish about where you are, where you want to be, and you'll grow in knowledge. And what you'll have is this community. It just keeps growing and growing. You have everyone here, shoulders that you can stand on and lean on during this process, but you got to be courageous. You have to be curious, and you have to create space for what you want more of in your life. And Alicia spoke about my program. It came out of this program. It's the Budget Your Time program, where you are creating space for what you want more of in your life. Whenever you say you want to do something new, you have to make room for it. So I just want to say that I moved from, and I'm going to end here, I moved from a consumer mindset to an investor mindset. So that thinking has changed. I'm not buying the clothes. I am conscious of my money. I'm not spending my money fast. And this comes through the Journey to Wealth program. Your mindset will shift everything in you. And that's one of the things that I had to change my thinking first in order for my wealth to change. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sign up today. Today is the day. Your life will be changed.
Absolutely. So I'm going to be giving a special bonus. You're going to learn about the power of the whole Web3 space. Anybody who signs up today will get a special NFT, a special Journey to Wealth NFT. And that NFT is going to come with the kind of benefits in the future that you can't imagine. But I want to get you playing and understanding and in the world of owning what is called a digital asset. We talked about real estate. That's an asset. Stocks, that's an asset. Crypto, that's an asset. NFTs, an asset. So you're going to get your money. Some of you may already have them, but you're going to get your first powerful digital asset from the Journey to Wealth community. So really take the time. It is posted in the chat. Make the decision. Make the decision to do something different and do it now. Do it in 2023. And remember, 2 years from now or a year from now, you'll wish you had done these kinds of things today. So I just want to go ahead and say thank you to everyone for being here every day. You want to sign on tonight and hear these ladies speak about powerful women investors. I can't even, powerful women investors talk about the kind of options and opportunities you have for investing now. So with that, if everyone could please just type in your reflections. I shared just the tip of the iceberg, but the most important tip of the iceberg, your return on investment. As you're signing off, if you can please type in any reflections you have, favorite frames, what is coming up for you. Now, I know a lot of times when I do this, stuff comes up for people. You can just be honest about what's coming up for you, because we're going to put it in the past anyway. I see feeling the super emotional. Stuff comes up, but let me tell you, you can change. Like a lot of the women you see doing Disrupt the Dow and all of those things right now, they came in feeling some kind of ways. Tanine talked about how she came in and how that turns around and what people are doing right now and changing their lives. You know, this is a passion of mine. I could just be hanging out on the beach every weekend, every week. I'm doing this, and because I also understand none of us win until we all are winning. Like none of us are winning until we all are winning. And then the other thing I joke about, I've been joking about for years, like in these workshops since 2016. Why do I do this? Because I want playmates. I'm getting more and more playmates as the years go along, but I want some playmates in this area. And I want the kind of playmates that we can do this, what I did with Hazel, and go and build the entire medical center. I got to share that clip in Uganda in a deep rural area and give access and opportunities to so many people. The whole village, they had to get on a Pasola and ride for like 3 to 5 hours. Women pregnant, giving birth on a road because they were so far from medical care, and we build there. That's the kind of playmates that I want. So ladies, I've shared. Thank you. Come on tonight, invite your friends. We're gonna wrap things up tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we're just gonna have our closing session. But for those of you, take the time to register today. And this is the kinds of things we know that when we make decisions, I would like you to be a hell yes, because you are going to do some things and it's going to be confronting. But I also want you to understand that sometimes our fear stops us in places that we are a hell yes, but we let our fear stop us. So get in touch with yourself and be a hell yes. Like, I'm changing things this year. So again, thank you.
Alicia, do we have time to take one question? I see Reverend Gina had a question. She has questions about the boot camp. And can we take one of her questions?
Too. Sorry, Anaya does too, please, if you have 1 second.
Sure. Yes, you can definitely ask your question. Mm-hmm.
Does Reverend Gina want to go first, or can I go? Or
Somebody
jump in.
Jump in.
Yeah, so I just shared a little bit of my testimony, Alicia. I've been really discouraged, and I've been trying to help others like stay positive about money and growing their funds, etc. But just like you said, there's a lot of bullies out there, and I'm a TV person, radio, have my own business, but I can't get it together with the investment piece. And I've been trying so hard, and I'm putting it out there because I really want help, and I'm going to join your course. But of course, I just have to share, like, Chase Bank has really screwed me over, ladies, and it's very bad because I brought all my monies there, not all of them, thank God, but I was promised all these great things, like, Anaya, bring your money here, we're going to take care of you, since you have your business accounts, you have your personal accounts, all this stuff. And I haven't seen 1 penny since, ladies. And I've never talked about it publicly, but today I want to feel the empowerment and the virtual hugs of you ladies, because I want to join you and I want to help others. The sad part is I keep talking about investments and I share with others how we need to do this as the Black women, as Black people. And yet in my personal life, I haven't made a penny in my investments, and I've been down about it. But
I'm just going to stop you to say that you are not alone. And 90% of the women that I work with, when I was working with thousands of people during COVID, nobody has taught us this information. Nobody has taught us this information.
Exactly.
Every year, now I just want to, every year when I get, 100, 120 students together who are seniors. Nobody knows about compound interest and return on investment and what your fees are and benchmarking. If you don't know the article I wrote, it's like going to buy a car from a car salesman and you don't even know the basics. They could tell you anything. And, you know, I just want to stop this from happening in our community to women. I don't care what ethnicity you are, this happens to women all of the time. But that's our past. We can get the information and do something different. And someone else wanted to speak, and then we are at 1 o'clock.
It was Reverend Gina. And I'm just going to ask if you would keep your question tight.
Question, yeah.
My question, sorry. So what my question is, after the boot camps, I've taken like boot camps and then been left afterwards still not able to continue things on my own. And so after the boot camp, what is it like within the Journey to Wealth community that someone could get continued support for specific things that they're trying to do?
So let me tell you, in the Journey to Wealth community, I'm so glad you asked that. That's a great question. Every month we zone in. So what we're doing now, I'm making 20 this year about self-care. So in addition to teaching about investing, we're doing self-care. So for the first 3 months, we've been on mindset. Tanine has been teaching about the sacred rest and budgeting your time. And then what I do, I am going back to, now's the time, teaching. During COVID, I taught investing fundamentals, everything you need to know, how to read a stock chart, to understand trend lines. So you are really empowered. I'm going deep this year. I'm going back to when I had a captive audience, women were on there and we were investing. We had contests and challenges where people were buying. And then you just get so much support. We go to events together. I do rooftop stuff in the summer, for those of you who are in New York, and we really create a community. You know, Sister Shawnee, I don't know if you were on last night, and Shawnee brought healing. She brought so much healing work and healing workshops into the Journey to Wealth community so we can deal with that stuff while we're making these choices. And she talked about the stuff that comes up. It's a safe space. And what you'll find is then you just start moving past. There are so many women, 5 or 6 of them get together and they start investing in something I don't even know about. I'm like, wait, I want to do that. Literally, all kinds of stuff. I don't know if Evelyn is still on the call. I think she was on here earlier. Evelyn is a powerful, Evelyn, are you on? She's a powerful mental health professional. She's done so many amazing things in the world. And she does workshops and she groups. If you're struggling emotionally, Evelyn will drop you into a session. And then the next thing you know, they started investing based on some strategies that were being taught. So it is a community of women, just like you get in other communities. You know how women, we do all kind of stuff. In this community, you invest in, you're paying attention to innovation and technology, because that's something that's very important in this Journey to Wealth community. And you're getting a lot of support and you're going to conferences. I encourage ladies to go out I encourage ladies to have conversations with financial professionals. I do it for fun sometimes. Banks, they see what's in my account. I may do something and they call me, meet our wealth manager. And I sit down with them. These fees are too high. This return is too low. Why are you giving me this? Is this what you're doing? Like literally. And I encourage women to be in more power because they will run roughshod over you. They will run roughshod over you if you don't take a stand. So that is everything that we offer in the boot camp. Be a hell yes. This is a commitment to you. I only want ladies here who are committed and ready. So be a hell yes. Like, I'm gonna do things differently. And I'm gonna do it in the community. And I will learn how to manage my money. And I'm gonna be confronted about it. I'm gonna look at my pennies. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna learn about investing. I'm gonna look at my own portfolio and evaluate it. I'm gonna have some conversations with people after I do that, no matter how hard it is. And I'm gonna start investing in crypto and real estate and all of those things. The other thing on a higher level, people who've been with me for some time, we have inner circles where we're investing in projects together. We're investing in a project in Ghana together, an equity project where we're owning it. We're investing in real estate in the metaverse together. We're doing a lot of really interesting things in the Journey to Wealth community that women never thought. Some of the women who are like, I'm actually in an investment club. We created an investment club, a Web3 investment club. We're investing in real estate in the metaverse. So this is what we do in community. Yes, and thank you for that, Reverend. Thank you for that. All right, ladies, we really are going to go off right now. Please go to your Instagram accounts, go to Facebook, but go to LinkedIn. I'm literally building my presence back up on LinkedIn because this is the year. I'm not playing around. And please comment and talk about what the information that you're receiving today. It's really important. Okay, thank you. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Move those bodies.